President Trump revealed plans for the National Independence Day parade, and it's going to be fierce. You got music, you got flyovers, fireworks, Muppets, and tanks. Yeah, lots of tanks. Plus a speech by Trump himself. Me, I don't like any parades. At my height, it's all just the backs of people's necks. But damn, you could set your watch to the media response.
What is the message Donald Trump is trying to send by rolling tanks down Constitution Avenue? Who is that message to? It's certainly not to tyrants, because he likes tyrants. He loves tyrants. It's not to Putin. It's not to Kim Jong-un. It's not to the Saudis. Is it to our friends? Is it to Western democracies, who he doesn't particularly like? Or is it to us? Is it to the resistance in this country? I got tanks. I have this military armada. The message is a threat. And I hate to say that, but I think that Donald Trump styles himself a tyrant, not a defeater of tyrants.
And this is nauseating, Chris, because this is not just obnoxious tackiness. This is actually dangerous because it's fundamentally un-American. Clearly, Donald Trump wants to transmit a message of his strength because he perceives himself as being seen as weak around the world, which he is.
This was something that the president saw. It was about bolstering himself up, looking like a dictator from another nation, or a time that's forgot.
So as predicted, the self-satisfied outrage, that smirking scorn you find whenever patriotism rears its old-fashioned head, just the name Salute to America is enough to make journalism school grads puke. Yes, patriotism is easy to smear because to the media it feels so old, like remnants of a bygone era, be it ribbon candy, penny farthings, or Joe Biden. How can you salute something so inherently rotten, they wonder? The mockery is exactly the opposite response the media offers those who malign the nation's symbols. In fact, it's a safe bet that the same people heaping loads of ridicule on a July 4th parade are also heaping loads of praise on Colin Kaepernick, Nike, and athletes who scorn the national anthem. It's the same mockery reserved for Trump, who, as you know, is just a hood ornament on that jalopy we call America. It's the same scorn directed at you and me, or anyone not edgy enough to see the horrors of loving your country. I'm sure some hope that the parade's a flop, a disaster, an embarrassment. Not me, and certainly not you. You may not even need a parade or want one, but you're getting one anyway because some old guy who loves this country like you do became president, and this happened to be on his list. It would probably have been on yours, too. All right, Juan, in the green room, you were telling me how much you hate America. You hate America so much that you hate this parade. Well, you really didn't say that, but I thought
okay.
You said it.
I wasn't going to contradict. You know what? Beat me up. I got to say, I happen to agree with much of what you played in that montage. Because to me...
We're not surprised, Juan.
But I love parades. And I love the 4th of July. And I love America. But I must say, I don't think that what Trump is doing is about America. I think it's about President Trump. And he's politicized this event. And it's now they've got... You know, that baby Trump balloon is going to be on the mall. They've got Trump sitting on the pot on the mall. I'm like, why would anyone turn the 4th of July into a polarizing event in the midst of tremendous political polarization that exists in our country?
He's not polarizing anything. You guys did it.
Oh, you guys
You
did
politicized it. You're the ones polarizing it. If you have a celebration of our American military and you have some F-22s and some Abrams tanks and some flyovers, if you guys on the left are offended by that and that you think the President of the United States, the Commander-in-Chief, is going to roll the tanks over the resistance because he thinks it's Tiananmen Square, you're the ones politicizing the event. He's just trying to show off all the hardware we bought.
So
he's trying to celebrate America.
Let me ask you something. Why then is he in the White House handing out tickets to a select section for his biggest supporters? Why is that, Jesse?
Why wouldn't he?
Oh, because it's a political event. If it's a non-political
Every event is a political event, Juan, when the President of the United States is there. If a Democrat did this, which they've done, JFK did it,
no.
They've done it throughout history, I'm sure he handed out some tickets to his buddies.
Yeah, and by the way, I mean, Dagan, if the big problem here is handing out tickets, the country's going pretty good, if that's the big story today.
You know how good it's going? It's free. You can go to D.C. and see the fireworks, which were donated. It's about $750,000 from 2 fireworks companies, including Grucci and Phantom. $750,000 free. 15-minute fireworks show, 19,000 firework devices. They even have this exclusive pixel-bursting American flag that's going to be 700 feet wide, 600 feet tall. You can see that unfold unfurl and not even have to lay eyes on President Trump. Can I just say, I find it hilarious watching these montages of the huffing and puffing media, because they don't realize that President Trump has taken up residence in their heads, that he is their son. Their world revolves around him. They can't get out of bed in the morning unless he's up tweeting already, because he gives them life. He has turned them into ranting and raving lunatics who hate fireworks and the 4th of July.
Right? Which is crazy.
Yeah.
Well, and look, it's about the military, right? And yet these are the same people who talk about how important the military is and how they love our troops and veterans. And yet the complaints are that there's going to be tanks. There's going to be the tools of the trade that we never see, that keep this nation safe, that allow us to enjoy life every single day, not just on the 4th of July, but it's the nature of, it's not just you sign up for the military. You go and you train to fire that weapon. You train to run the tank. You're a pilot. I mean, it's not that we're hoping and wishing that we keep the nation safe. People in uniform do that using those tools. It is a celebration of them. And I think this is what America sees in the complaints. It's like, why do you have a problem with the military and with the tools of the trade?
It's not a celebration of the military. In fact, the chiefs of the military won't be there for just that reason. And you know what?
Wait.
Now, that's not for just that reason.
No,
the Secretary of Defense is going to be there, and the Chairman of the Joint Chiefs is going to be there.
Not the chiefs of the military. Remember, this is a president who got out of military service with bone spurs.
Oh, you got to go to that to support your argument?
And then at the very least, he's at least making up for things that people complain about in the past. If whatever he's been doing and whatever he's done up until now, he has changed the trajectory of this country and all of our lives, and so that's good enough.
I have a theory that the media hates this because it's not for them, it's for the country. They like this is actually, the 4th of July parade is actually the reverse of the Correspondents' Dinner. The press goes crazy. For 2 weeks, 3 weeks, you hear about the Correspondents' Dinner. They can't wait, they can't wait, they can't wait. Nobody else cares. This is the reverse of that.
Yeah. It's like the X-ray version, right?
Yeah.
It's the absolute difference, and it is embarrassing for them. But in the long run, the American people hear that, and this is a worry for liberals, because I think most liberals also love the military and love the country, and it makes no sense what the media has been saying about it. What's not to love about the country? We're fabulous.
Wait a minute. I'm just confused. This is
Well,
not
that's
about.
obvious,
This is about Donald Trump.
No, it's not. Only
It is if you're wearing the Trump glasses. You're wearing Trump glasses.
Okay, turning the 4th of July into a Trump campaign rally, you're saying it's about the military.
No, it's about the nation, and it's about the 4th of July. He happens to be the president. How great for us is that when you look at your 401k and your bank account?
I think it was George Conway, Kellyanne's husband, who said,
quote him.
confidence is quiet, but insecurity speaks loudly like this. And people just, and by the way, to your point taken about money, why is the National Park Service having to give up $2 or $3 million?
Hey, Juan, you're complaining about $2 or $3 million, and you proposed a $100 trillion Green New Deal.
No, I'm talking about I'm talking about services for people in the parks.
$30 million the National Park Service spent for their $100 million for their 100-year anniversary. $30 million for themselves.
Can I just say one quick thing? I think I see a little tuft of kind of orange blonde hair poking out of your ear, because he's so far in your head, too.
You think so? No.
All right, okay, let's move on, shall we?